Adrian was lost in the middle of a vast and endless. A young man lost his way in the middle of the desert. He was a sand wizard, with hands that could shape grains of sand, who had lived in ancient times and unraveled the secrets of the wind, had been passed down to him from his ancestors. Despite his young age, he had attracted attention with his mastery. However, the true source of his power and the great secret in his destiny, he had not yet discovered. He had been traveling in the desert for days, and under the increasing heat and thirst, his mind was becoming clouded. His confidence in his magic was beginning to waver. One night, while resting under the stars, he saw a mysterious light horizon. It was a powerful purple lightning breaking the silence of the desert. Although at first he tried to ignore it, the call of the light became irresistible, and it almost hypnotized him. Heeding this call, he moved towards the source of the lightning, and the desert swallowed him with a suddenly opening chasm. As Adrian fell, he lost consciousness. When he awoke, he found himself in a vast cave. The walls were adorned with symbols of a forgotten language, filled with mysterious hieroglyphs. Adrian felt as if he could hear the whispers of the hieroglyphs, as if the cave itself was telling him its stories. As he progressed through the labyrinth-like cave, the memories of ancient civilizations were communicating with him, softly guiding him with whispers. He continued to walk, having lost his sense of time. Every minute spent in the cave, the memories and emotions in his mind were becoming more intense. The memories of his ancestors were seeping into his mind, guiding him to discover the secrets of the past. As Adrian progressed through the deep corridors, he began to question his own past, his family, and why he was left alone in the desert. This journey had become not just a physical one, but a spiritual test as well. Finally, in the heart of the cave, he encountered a stone emitting a beautiful golden glow all around. This stone was the heart of the sands. Adrian curiously picked up the stone, and the moment he touched it, countless memories from the past came to life in his mind. These sounds echoed in his brain. The screams of a child, a devastating cries, and hidden behind sandstorms. The fall of an ancient kingdom enveloped him. Just at that moment, a young woman emerging from the shadows warned him. With eyes shining like gold and hands possessing the magic of the sand, Adriana warned about the curse of Elyas. If you drop the stone, you will be saved, otherwise the curse will consume you forever. The woman's name was Klara, and she seemed to know the secrets of the desert well. Adrian tried to resist, but was captivated by the stone's magic. Once, with the power of the stone, he found himself in the lost city of Elyas. The city seemed to have sprung from legends. Abandoned streets, collapsed structures, and the shadows of sorrowful spirits were wandering everywhere. As he wandered through the city, and to question why the stone had mysteriously brought him here, the voices in his mind became stronger and started to tell him the dark history of the city. Adrian realized that the stone calling him had a reason, but he couldn't figure out what it was. In his search that lasted for days, he explored every building in the city and wandered through every street. With each new step, more memories, more pain, and more secrets were revealed. He was trying to understand the city's fate and his own role, but his mind was becoming increasingly blurred. The power of the stone was taking over him and blurring his perception of reality. The young woman appeared before him again, and with her sorrowful voice, she told him the story of the stone. This stone is the heart of the sands. It was created to break the cycle of time, but each time it takes the soul of the one who uses it. Everyone who wanted to change the fate of Elyas was trapped in this cycle. As the last queen of Elyas, I am a victim of this curse. Adrian was in great turmoil. The city was taking over his mind and emotions, making it difficult for him to distinguish right from wrong. He felt he had to make a decision. Either resist power of the stone and stop the curse forever, or surrender himself to this endless cycle. He would surrender. In the end, when he decisively chose to let go of the stone, the golden light in the young woman's eyes faded and was replaced by deep sorrow. I was the last queen of Elyas, she whispered. The woman's voice vanished into echoes. Suddenly the sands began to move, and the city was rapidly buried under the sands again. When Adrian opened his eyes, he was alone in the middle of the desert. In his palm was a small, fine grain of sand, but now a completely different power was hidden in this grain of sand. Questioning his own destiny and power, carrying the story of the lost city of Eteria within him, Adrian continued his journey in the desert. Where truth, where legend and magic coexisted, he had entered a new path. Hidden in the depths of the city of Klara Vespera, renowned for its legends, he held his breath when he reached a mechanical garden. The iron flowers within the garden, with a grace that rivaled real flowers, but opened with a metallic shimmer, each with a slight vibration, as if mimicking the beating of human hearts. This was indeed the legendary work of a long-lost inventor. Klara's father had searched for this garden all his life, but had mysteriously lost his life. He had clearly written in his notes, "The mechanical garden heals wounds but has a cost." As Klara walked carefully in the garden, she noticed a rusted rose. She wanted to repair it in memory of her father, and began to tighten the screw with trembling hands. But the moment the screw settled in place, she felt a click beneath her feet. As a thin layer of toast rose from the ground, the circular platform in the middle of the flowers began to rise slowly. As Klara watched curiosity, a crystal cage appeared on the platform. Inside the cage, trembling with lights, there was a heart beating like a living creature. When the broken heart reaches out to the heart as if enchanted, a sharp voice rose from behind her. When he quickly came to a stop, he saw a tall man in front of him. Elyas, whom she hadn't seen for a long time. Elyas's eyes were shining strangely under the pale, flickering lights of the mechanical garden. The tone of his voice was serious and cautionary. "That heart is not yours," Elyas said firmly. "This garden is waiting to steal your pain." Klara was bewildered and angry. She didn't want to believe Elyas's words. She approached the cage, and the moment she touched the heart, the world started to spin around her. Suddenly, she saw her father's last moments in her mind. Her father was in this garden, and as he was holding a metallic flower with his hand, he was slowly turning to stone. Klara was filled with great sorrow, and this sudden reality shook her. Elyas slowly came to her side and confessed with deep regret, "This garden feeds on people's sorrows. Every person who comes here to heal eventually turns to stone with the garden's power and becomes a part of the garden. Your father, he also became one of the victims here." Chlorine wanted to break the cycle of her father's and her own fate, but there were still questions in her mind. "So who are you, Elyas? How did you come here, and how did you learn the secret of this place?" she asked in a trembling voice. Elyas took a deep breath and turned his eyes to Klara. "I years ago came here with your father to explore this garden. At first it seemed like a wonderful discovery. It was relieving pains and healing illnesses. But then we saw that every salvation had a price. I couldn't escape and got trapped inside the garden. I became a mechanical part of it. I knew you would come here. Saving you was indeed my final mission." Klara was deeply shaken by these words she heard. When she learned Elyas's true identity and story, she felt another pain inside her heart. Without a moment's hesitation, she grabbed the heart with all her strength and shattered it. As the heart was torn to pieces, the entire garden shook with a loud noise. The iron flowers began to wither one by one. The vibrations of the garden came to an end. The metallic leaves of the mechanical flowers fell to the ground. The lights dimmed. Klara, seeing the expression of peace on Elyas's face, saw his body trembling, slowly breaking down into mechanical parts. Elyas, who had been a part of the garden for years, made Klara a part of it as well, had emerged with one last strength to free her from this curse. His final words echoed like a whisper. "Be free, don't let the past bind you." When Elyas completely disappeared, only a rusty key was left behind. To the hares, took the key and left the garden with determination. She had now learned the truth. The pains were not to be avoided, but realities to be faced. Honoring her father's memories, she left the remnants of the Iron Garden behind and stepped into a new journey in the city of Vespera. Now a new life was beginning for Klara, not in the shadow of the past, was ready to walk in the light of the future. Elyas, in the dark and narrow streets of the city, was running breathlessly, holding the mask tightly in his pocket. His heartbeat echoed within his chest. His breath came out in gasps. He had secretly taken the mask from the ancient theater. Hundreds of mouths were engraved on it, and it was as if each one was whispering to Elyas. The whispers emanating from the mask became more distinct with each step. "Wear me so I can hear their voices," it said. The alluring voice rising from within the mask stopped at a dark street corner and caught his breath. Inside him, curiosity and fear were battling. In the end, his curiosity won, and Elyas slowly placed the mask on his face. The moment he put on the mask, the whole world came to life in a different way. The silence of the dark streets gained meaning, and shadows around him began to move. The shadows were speaking. The city seemed to have transformed into a living entity. Among the voices echoing from the walls, a muffled woman's voice rose. "The dead never leave the city." Then, the painful whisper of a small child followed him. "I will take my revenge." With the reality shown by the mask, Elyas became a witness to a mysterious murder. In the scene emerging from the shadows, he saw that Lucia, a master artist, was killed. Lucian was the artist who made the mask. The one who committed the murder was the beloved mayor of the city. In shock, Elyas staggered back and removed the mask. But the voices of the mask continued to echo in his mind, growing a little stronger each day and becoming darker. As the days went by, the influence of the mask took hold of him more and more. He lost sleep, and around him, he constantly heard the whispers of the shadows. One night, in the middle of his room, while sitting helplessly holding the mask, the ghost of Lucia appeared. Her eyes were a little sad, and her voice echoed, "If you don't break the mask, it will drain your soul, and you will be a slave to these voices forever." Gathering his courage, Elyas decided to go back to the ancient theater. When he arrived at the theater in the silence of midnight, under your feet, he could hear the old wooden floor creaking. Under the stage, his heart suddenly began to beat faster. In the middle of the room, there was another mask identical to his own, the mask of truth. As Elyas approached the masks, the candles on the room's walls began to light up one by one, and the room became illuminated. This new mask looked pure and smooth, with no face etched onto it. When Elyas held the masks opposite each other, a strange flow of energy began. A powerful voice echoed in his mind. Truths are visible only to those who dare. When Elyas put on the mask of truth, along with his own mask, a powerful wave of energy spread out. His vision blurred, and he saw hundreds of images swirling around him. The mayor's atrocities committed to protect the city's wealthy. Elyas discovered Lucy's aim-making mask, your purpose, in order to see the truths and the conspiracies of those who wanted to destroy the mask. All came to life before Elyas's eyes. The explosion wave spread throughout the city, and the shadows in the city began to dissolve. The mayor's house suddenly echoed with a terrifying scream. Forgive me, the mayor's hidden sins had become clearly visible to the entire city. Elyas dropped the masks to the ground and shattered them. As the pieces of the mask scattered around, the last remnants of the shadow's existence also disappeared with these pieces. The next morning, the city was in a completely different state. People had come out to the streets in astonishment because there wasn't a single shadow left in the city. It was as if the city was meeting real light for the first time. The streets had been cleansed of the dark traces of the past, and traces of new hope appeared on people's faces. Elyas stopped at the city's exit and looked back one last time. Having faced the reality of what had happened, he was cleansed of the burdens of the past. He now knew it wasn't the shadows that hid the truths, but the eyes that couldn't see them. With a slight smile on his face, he quickened his steps for a new beginning. He set out with a liberated spirit. Sophia, at a depth of 2,000 meters in the sea, in the midst of what seemed like endless darkness, shivered as she gazed at the shimmering city that appeared. This ancient city, known as Luminaris, was lost in the dark waters of the deep sea. It was a legendary civilization. The structures of the city, on the walls, are illuminated by bioluminescent sea algae. Gently flickering, it looked as if it were a living organism. Sophia and her team had been researching a long time the rumors about the existence of this city. But from the moment they set foot in the city, the team members began to disappear in a strange manner. Each disappearance among the remaining team members was turning into an increasing fear. In the end, only Sophia and the brave, yet cautious Captain Rolko were left. Captain Rolko approached Sophia in a whisper. "The lights are alive. Sophia, they are waiting for something." Even though Sophia couldn't understand what these words meant, she suppressed her fear and, in the city center, massive temple in the city center. In the center of the temple, inside a giant pearl shell, she found a light spinning and shimmering with hypnotic beauty. The light seemed to be pulling her towards it. Succumbing to her curiosity when she touched the pearl, her mind was suddenly filled with the endless sound of the sea. "You are our last hope," echoed a deep voice in her mind. Suddenly the bioluminescent lights around the temple dimmed, and everywhere was plunged into deep darkness. In the darkness, massive terrifying tendrils tightly grasped Sophia. As Sophia became unable to breathe, a powerful beam of light repelled the creature. Captain Rolk had appeared with a strong flashlight in hand. This light was created to imprison their god. You set it free. Sophia, in her terror, tried to break the pearl. However, the creature caught her again, preventing her movement. Rolk shouted desperately and drew his pistol, aiming at the pearl. "This has to end." With the gunshot, the pearl exploded with great force. The shockwave quickly enveloped the entire city. As the creature's screams echoed, Luminous lost its former beauty and was engulfed in darkness. When Sophia opened her eyes, she felt herself being dragged towards the surface of the water. In her hands was a small, faint piece of light. It was the only remaining memory of Luminaris. When she reached the surface of the sea, Rolk was nowhere around her, and Sophia never learned the fate of the captain. Days later, Sophia managed to reach the research ship on the surface. The crew on the ship greeted her with astonishment and curiosity. Of Sophia, they had difficulty believing the story he told. However, the piece of light in her hands proved the extraordinary tale she told. In Sophia's mind, the memory of Luminaris was still vivid. She couldn't stop thinking about the city. In her dreams, she often returned there. The mysterious disappearance of Rolk occupied her mind. Had the captain truly vanished? Or was he living elsewhere? Did he continue to live inside Luminaris? Months passed. Sophia's research on Luminaris caused a great stir in the world. But Sophia was uneasy about not fully unraveling the city's secret. She was in a state of unrest. The small piece of light was still in her hand, and with every touch, she heard the sound coming from the depths of the sea. "You are our last hope." In the end, Sophia decided to spend the rest of her life searching to uncover the secrets of Luminaris. In the depths of the ocean, she planned to dive back into the depths of the sea. He planned to dive into the depths of the sea again. With this small piece of light, carrying both a painful memory and the cost of humanity's endless curiosity, she set out towards a new unknown.